Hello, welcome to Jason the Millennial. My name is Jason, speaking to you here in my parents' basement in the great state of Kansas. And I'm doing part two of my best top 10 actresses of all time. I did my top 10 directors, top 10 actors, and now I'm completing my top 10 actresses. I already did 10 through 6, which were Drew Barrymore, Viola Davis, Natalie Portman, Julianne Moore, and Scarlett Johansson were my 10 through 6. And now we're going 5 through 1 of my favorite actresses of all time. So number 5, let's go with that, and it is Cate Blanchett. And she's definitely one of the most decorated actresses in the feels like the last 10 years or more. It feels like everything she does is getting nominated for Oscars. It's got award buzz around it, and she definitely has become one of the greatest actresses of all time, in my opinion. In maybe the last 5 years at least, her work has just been incredible. Like I said, she just gives great performance after great performance. Um, and I think I first saw her when she did Elizabeth, way back, maybe in the early 2000s, maybe late 90s. She got an Oscar nomination for Best Actress, and that's the first time I ever saw her in anything or heard of her of anything. And I'm not like a big fan of the Elizabeth or Elizabeth II. She got an Oscar nomination for both movies for Best Actress. And she was fine, I think, in those movies. It's been a while since I've seen them. But of course, I really, really knew her well from the Lord of the Rings movies, of course, playing Galadriel in the three original movies, and then coming back, in fact, for the Hobbit movies as well. But that's definitely where I was like, oh, wow, Cate Blanchett, she's, it's great in this really small role. And that's where I probably always remember her from, is or think of her as Galadriel in that, anyways. So yeah, that really definitely got her name out there. I think even more, including the Oscar nomination. And she was just in a lot of movies here and there that I may have seen. But then she won her first Oscar for The Aviator for Best Supporting Actress for playing Katharine Hepburn, another big time actress. And I liked The Aviator. I thought it was a good movie, really good performance all around. She gave a great performance. She really acted like Katharine Hepburn in that. Anyway, so that's where she got her first Oscar. She almost won for a movie where she played like a Bob Dylan. Uh, and I saw her part. It's very interesting seeing her playing Bob Dylan, but she came pretty close to winning an Oscar for that as well. Um, Anyways, and so then, especially, I don't know if it's been the last 10 years, she did a movie called Blue Jasmine. And that's where I think that's what puts her on this list for me is Blue Jasmine. She won her second Oscar and first for Best Actress. And I thought that was a great performance. Seriously, one of the best performances I've ever seen. And it's funny because it doesn't look like a flashy performance that you would think of a Best Actress, but she was so darn good in that. It's a Woody Allen movie, and I was so impressed with her performance. And that really puts her on the map here. She even did Tar recently and got nominated and even came pretty close to winning an Oscar for that. A lot of people thought she was going to win for that. I hated the movie, but she was still pretty good. Again, I even liked her in a movie everybody hated last year, which I'm not going to remember right now. But she's one of those actresses, though, that she gives a great performance, I feel like, in every movie now. And she definitely is that top echelon actresses of all time, anyways, in my opinion. So Cate Blanchett here at number 5. Number 4, this could easily be number 1, but I'm putting it at number 4 here, and that is Meryl Streep. Meryl Streep is, I mean, you got to have her on the list, considering all the she's the most Oscar nominated actress of all time. And she blows everyone else out of the water. She's been nominated like 20 times for either Best Actress or Best Supporting Actress. It's insane. And she's won 3 Oscars in total. I mean, it's incredible. Her work, her filmography, no one could touch it, I think. I was trying to think, when did I first kind of came aware of Meryl Streep? Um, See, there's a movie I really like with her in it called River Wild. Actually, one of my favorite movies of her in it. And it's not an Oscar movie, but it's a very good thriller. And Kevin Bacon plays a good villain. I thought she was really good in that movie. And that might be one of the first movies that I really kind of was like, oh, Meryl Streep's really good. Again, I probably won't remember everything she's in when I was growing up. But then there was a point where she was just getting nominated every year for an Oscar. Um, and I like her most stuff. Of course, I finally went back and saw like Kramer vs. Kramer, which she won her first Oscar for Best Supporting Actress, which she's very good in. Even Deer Hunter, she's actually very good in that as well. um, when she was younger. Um, and then, of course, Sophie's Choice. I finally got around to seeing Sophie's Choice. In my opinion, maybe the best performance I've ever seen out of an actress. In fact, I would say right now, best performance I've ever seen. It is absolutely amazing watching it. I don't like the movie. It's really dark. It's really uh, traumatic, kind of in a sense. There's a scene that happens that, man, is hard to watch. And if you know the movie, you know what I'm talking about. The reason why it's called Sophie's Choice. But anyway, it's her playing the main character, Sophie. She's playing Polish, and she had like a perfect Polish accent. Like it was so amazing. Like I'm watching like Meryl Streep became this woman with this Polish accent and everything, and it's so dramatic and it's so sad at parts, and yeah, it's amazing anyway. So definitely for that performance, I have to put her in my top 10. It feels like, but even stuff like The Devil Wears Prada, she's really good in. And I didn't write down every movie, but I mean, The Iron Lady, she won her second Best Actress for, which she did a good job in. I don't, I like I said, I think Viola Davis should have won for The Help for that year. But you knew she was going to win again because she just get nominated and nominated. Doubt, I thought she was really good in that. I thought she was going to win for Doubt, was the one I thought she was going to get her third Oscar for, but it ended up being The Iron Lady. Um, but yeah, her performance was really good in that movie. And I'm trying to think of the other movie I wanted to mention on here because yeah, I had Julie and Julia. I really like Julie and Julia. That's another movie which I thought she had a playing Julia Childs. She just totally transformed into Julia Childs in that movie, and that's another one where I thought she was going to win the Oscar for, and kind of surprised she didn't. Anyways, out of all the Iron Lady is kind of one of the least kind of more forgettable performances for me that she won her Oscar for, but whatever. She did get her third Oscar, which she definitely deserves. She just knocks out apart every time anyway. So yeah, Meryl Streep here at number 4 on my list. Number 3, this is one you're not going to probably know as much as unless you love old movies. And this is the only old actress I have on the list, interesting enough. And that is an actress named Myrna Loy. So Myrna Loy, yeah, the one actress I put on my list from like the 30s, 40s, 50s period, all the way to number 3. Absolutely love this actress. I watch a lot of old movies that she's been in, and she's probably my favorite actress of that period of time. She's plays a lot more comedic type roles. She has just great banter and great chemistry in her movies, especially with William Powell. She did like 9, 10 movies with William Powell, and every time I see her and William Powell together, they are so good. Especially the Thin Man series, and that's where I probably put her on the list because I'm a big fan of the Thin Man series, which her and William Powell did 6 of these Thin Man movies. With the first one being Thin Man, which came out like in 1936 or something like that, and was nominated for like Best Picture and Best Actor for William Powell. Myrna Loy, surprisingly enough, never got nominated for an Oscar, which is kind of surprising because she's so good in all these roles. But uh, makes that movie is really Myrna Loy and William Powell's banter as the two main characters, and it's a mystery comedy movie, and they're a lot of fun. I mean, they're old, they're outdated, they can get kind of slow moving. I don't know. I'm a fan of the series, and I've seen all 6 movies, a couple times at least by now, and I really loved them together. I love Myrna Loy in that movie. She was in another movie with William Powell in 1938 called Liable Lady, which I really enjoyed that movie as well, though it's more of a William Powell movie than a Myrna Loy movie. But again, those two are so good together when they as a romantic couple. Uh, she was also in, I think, one of the best dramas of the period. That won Best Picture in 1946, I believe. The Best Years of Our Lives, where she plays the wife of a soldier that's coming home from World War II, who hadn't seen him in a while. Probably her best dramatic performance. Not as comedic as most of the other performances, but still a really great performance there. And she did a lot of stuff with like Clark Gable, Wife and Secretary. Mr. Blandings Builds His Dream House is a really good comedy with Cary Grant. But there are just so many of these great comedies of this period with all these great leading actors that she is so good. And yeah, she's just one of the most lovable characters, actresses I've seen on screen. And as someone who loves old movies, she's probably my favorite of that period. So I had to put her in here at number 3, Myrna Loy. All right, number 2, I've got Emma Stone. Yes, an actress who's very popular right now, who won 2 Oscars actually recently in pretty recent times, and she's probably around my age too at this moment. I first actually came aware of her from a movie, um, House Bunny. It was the name of the movie. And this first time I ever seen her. I didn't know who Emma Stone was. I remember when I was watching this movie, mostly because there's like a good looking woman in it. And Emma Stone plays like, she's like kind of head of this kind of sorority, and I'm forgetting the main actress who's in it. She comes in to be the house. They call it House Bunny because she's a Playboy bunny, but she's playing like in charge of the house or something. Anyways, and she's trying to get them all. They're all kind of nerd. And Emma Stone plays kind of this nerdy girl character who she's trying to get her, to come out of her shyness, I guess, or something, and live life a little bit. And Emma Stone is so hilarious in that movie. I was like watching, going, "Who is this actress? She is so funny. She's one of the funniest actors I've ever seen." And not only that, she's incredibly good looking. It's like to have an actress who's incredibly good looking and incredibly funny. I mean, I've never seen anybody that could do what Emma Stone can do as a leading comedic actress, I think, and that's why I favorite number two. And so I kind of grew up watching that. I know she was like in Superbad before that, but I hadn't seen that till a little while after. And she had a small part in that one. But I feel like that's one that really kind of, maybe the first one that got her name on the map. But anyway, so I kind of followed her since I was a little bit younger. Has followed her career. And anytime I see her in a movie, I absolutely love her. Like I said, she's hilarious. She's very good looking. Um, I don't know, it's something about her. She just every time I see her, she just pops off the screen, and just can't keep my eyes off her when she's acting. I didn't think of her as an Oscar-winning actress. She's more of a good romantic comic lead. Actually, she's more of a romantic comedy actress, I would say, because of that. One of her funniest performances, Easy A. I think she maybe got nominated for a Golden Globe for that, and that's the first time she got like awards nominated. And it's definitely a hilarious movie, and she's absolutely hilarious. And I feel like that's maybe one of her funniest performances she's ever given. And then I know she's trying to get maybe a little darker movies, so she does the Birdman, which wins Best Picture, and she is absolutely great in it. She gets a nomination for Best Supporting Actress, and it's not funny at all. It's just a totally serious role, and I thought she was great. In fact, I would have given her an Oscar for that role. I thought it was so good, and I like that movie actually quite a bit. It was a really interesting movie. But yeah, so that's when it's like, wow, she's really can do Oscar stuff. Of course, then she got into Spider-Man, the 2 Spider-Man movies with I can't remember his name, but anyways, the Amazing Spider-Man two movies. She played the Mary Jane character, though she wasn't Mary Jane, she was somebody else. But anyways, you know, she was good in that, so she kind of got into a franchise, though it only lasted like 2 movies. So she can do just about anything, it felt like at this moment. And then she did La La Land, and I'm not a big fan of La La Land, but I was so happy when she won her Oscar for Best Actress because, again, I've just been loving her career. She got nominated in a movie shortly after La La Land called The Favorite, and it seemed like she's been getting a lot of Oscar nominations. She even won her second Oscar, which is incredible for you know somebody who I didn't think was an Oscar type actress for The Poor Things, which she does a good job. It's a really weird movie. I'm not the biggest fan of it, but she is quite good in that as well. Also, I love Zombieland. Is one of my favorite, probably my favorite zombie movie. A great zombie comedy, horror comedy in itself. Again, she just is great. Like just about everything she does. And like I said, I'm just one of the most attractive actresses for me growing up watching her. Number 2 on my list, Emma Stone. Leads me to my number 1 favorite actress. It could go back and forth between Emma Stone and this lady, but I went with Amy Adams as my number 1. I'm a huge fan of Amy Adams. I came aware of her in a movie called Junebug, which she got an Oscar nomination for Best Supporting Actress, and that's the first time I like heard about her getting the Oscar nomination, and so I kind of was like, huh, what's this about? And she's very funny in it and very quirky, kind of, she has a southern accent. Interesting Oscar nominated. It's just definitely, though, a performance that really kind of leapt out and go, huh, who's this actress? She's very good. I didn't realize how good she was going to be, but she would go on to even bigger and better things after that and become a huge star, of course. Again, another actress I was definitely attracted to. I always thought she was very physically attractive. And she's great at playing sweet, nice characters for a lot of the parts. And then later on, she kind of started doing more darker material, I think, to prove herself as an actress. And she did that really well. But she's another actress who I always, just about anything she does, she even comedies, dramas, she was in Superman, one of the Superman movies, as Lois Lane. You know, she can do another one of those actresses that just always good in everything she does. One of the big movies for me was Enchanted, which was kind of a fun movie, and she was getting a lot of buzz for Oscar nominations. She didn't get nominated, but definitely did that Disney princess just so well, and she just had that great smile and that great laugh, and she just really embodied a Disney princess in that movie. And she can sing too very well, I should say, as well. She's a good singer. Uh, it got nominated for like 3 Oscars for best song, and she sang at the Oscars. I think one of the songs, "How Do You Know," I think it is probably my favorite song on there. Anyways, so to me, that kind of proved herself as a leading actress who can really carry a movie and do very well. And she was in things like 90s Museum 2, which playing Amelia Earhart, who's from Kansas. And she did, you know, she does great and that kind of stuff. She was in the Muppets movie, which I really love that movie. The kind of comeback of the Muppets with Jason Segel, and she just comes in playing this kind of musical comedy and does so good in it. And then she really proved herself an actress when she did The Fighter. I really liked The Fighter. And I thought she gave such a great performance. I really thought she should have won an Oscar for that. It was definitely one of her darker performances where she played more of a, looser woman, bartender, who's very good looking and getting hit on, and then has a romantic relationship with with Mark Wahlberg's character. Funny enough, she lost the Oscar to her co-star, or one of the people that was in the movie, Melissa Leo. So they get to Melissa Leo, who's great, but I would have given it to Amy Adams personally. She's so good in there. And then, as I mentioned, she was in Doubt with Meryl Streep, which I thought she was really good in that. I think she might have got an Oscar nomination there. And she was also in Julie and Julia with Meryl Streep, and I thought she was good there, though it wasn't an Oscar type role for her, but still, again, she's great in everything. She was Oscar nominated for American Hustle, which she played a stripper and did a really good job in that. And there's so many other really good performances that I can go on about. Like she was in Her, she was in Hillbilly Elegy. Of course, I said Man of Steel, Big Eyes. I mean, The Master. I mean, it's just one really good Vice. Just one really good performance after another. In my opinion, the best actress working today that hasn't won an Oscar, and my pick for favorite actress of mine. So Amy Adams gets the #1 spot. So feel free to comment. What do you think about these 5 actresses? Do you like them as well? And what are your top actresses? Let me know in the comment section. Besides that, thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you for liking it. And thank you for all my subscribers for supporting the channel. I appreciate you all and hope you have a good day.